So this is an example screencast where I would give student feedback on an assignment that they completed. This is an actual student's assignment, and the work speaks for itself, but I could very quickly go through and say something like, okay, so you are trying to engage in the TP-cast here, but I notice you're missing several steps. Even if I take your annotations into account here, which are very colorful, and I appreciate the color coding, it makes it easier to see what's going on. I notice that you've done things like not actually translate transcribe the poem properly onto the screen, and those typos and added words do change the meaning of the poem. So just in copying the poem down before you even begin your analysis, it's important that you get those details right. And in terms of your TP cast, let's go and take these points one by one. So that would be an easy way for us to do it in 15 minutes. I would say in 5 minutes with a short assignment like this, I could easily give the student feedback, and this would very usefully create a conference for this student where she would see what she needed to work on and how to do a better job, and then she could go back and do a better job of the assignment or do better on the next one. This is also excellent for peer review processes where I need to see that students are actually giving each other meaningful feedback, and I can spot check 5-10 minutes into a peer review to see what kind of feedback they are providing each other instead of having to try to eavesdrop on every partner conversation or see that the students are blindly filling out the check boxes on a peer review without actually engaging in the assignment at all. Now this is what the Screencast-o-matic website looks like. Do note on the web address up here that it is actually Screencast-o-matic, and that if you don't have the -o-matic in there, it won't necessarily take you to the right page. So make sure that you provide a link for your students, or make sure that they type it out exactly right. As with any URL, sometimes that causes problems. But the advantage of this is that once I set my screen size, I can open any window, I can toggle, I can look at any information on my screen, and whatever I want to record and give students feedback on, I can. So I can use this as instructional videos for something like a website like Screencast-o-matic. They have a great screencast that walks through this, so there's no need to create that. But it's a really useful tool for all of those things. You can also reframe or resize the frame so that you're able to look more closely at a particular part of a website rather than showing the entire site, which would include some distracting information like ads on one side or a story that you're not really following on the other one. And this is particularly useful if you're giving the students a task. I've used Screencast-o-matic in place of subplans, where if the students have a lab or if they have laptops like they do with the freshmen and sophomores, I can just create a screencast showing them exactly what I want them to engage in and complete, and then it's between them and me, and the sub is there to regulate behavior but not for instructional purposes. We know sometimes we don't get a sub in our content area, and because we all teach with our personalities, the sub can't always teach as effectively as we can, right? So we can use this and hold the students accountable because we are giving directions with the same style that we would have given directions in the class, and we're able to show them exactly what we want them to do. If it's a current event or if it's some sort of an analysis or a peer review or anything, we can create a video that really says this is what I want you to do, and we can even walk them through some sort of a web research project where we're clicking on links and leading them from one story to another. Of course, all of the other hiccups show up as well, like advertisements and whatnot. Oh, I just clicked on an ad about whiskey. I wouldn't use this one with your students. So there are a couple of options, useful ways to use this, and I showed all of that to you in under 5 minutes. And students can do that as well, because if they mess it up, all they have to do is restart or pause, collect their thoughts, and start from where they paused it.